Good day and welcome to News Recap on Rulers World TV. I'm Bolariwa Olulade. First, the headlines. INEC recognizes David Mark-led ADC leadership amid legal dispute. Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan still banned from Senate despite court ruling. Resident doctors declare 5-day nationwide warning strike. Obi meets Jonathan urges reform after Abuja talks. Protesters brutalize Nepal First Lady. Rejects $1 million offer. Mikel Obi calls for sack of NFF board if Eagles miss 2026 World Cup. Now the news and details. The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has officially recognized the Senate's David Mark-led leadership of the African Democratic Congress (ADC). The commission published the name of the new National Working Committee (NWC) on its website, confirming Mark as national chairman alongside Ralph Aregbesola as national secretary, Ibrahim Mani Ahmed as national treasurer, Akibu Dalatu as financial secretary, and Prof. Osayimen Osogo as legal advisor. The recognition followed the leadership transition announced earlier in July by the party's founding chairman, Ralph Omotu, and has now sparked a legal challenge. Nafi Bala Gombe, a former deputy national chairman of the ADC, filed an expert motion seeking to stop INEC from recognizing Mark and Aregbesola. But Justice Emeka Nwite of the Federal High Court Abuja declined to grant the request, ordered that all defendants be notified and adjourned the matter to September 15. In reactions, ADC spokesperson Bolaji Abdullahi stressed that no court order currently restrains Senator Mark or Ralph Aregbesola from functioning as party leaders, insisting that the recognition by INEC stands. The court's ruling on September 15 is expected to determine the next phase in leadership tussle. Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan remains unable to resume her legislative duties months after a federal high court in Abuja declared her suspension unconstitutional. The lawmaker suspended in March for alleged misconduct after raising sexual harassment allegations against Senate President Godswill Akpabio completed a 6-month suspension in July. However, the Senate has refused to reinstate her, citing a pending appeal and the absence of a certified true copy of the judgment. The continued delay has drawn sharp criticism from civil society groups and legal experts. A coalition of over 300 women's organizations under the banner of Manifesto has condemned the refusal as unconstitutional and gender biased, warning that it undermines Nigeria's democracy and silences the voice of women in political leadership. They insist that INEC recognition of her mandate as an elected senator cannot be overridden by legislative politics. Supporters also have raised alarm about the implications of the standoff, with the legal analyst describing the Senate's position as embarrassing and political motive as pressure mounts from activist rights groups. The case has become a key test of Nigerians' commitment to upholding democratic principles and gender equality in governance. The National Association of Resident Doctors (NARD) has declared a 5-day nationwide warning strike to begin at 8 a.m. on Friday, September 12, and run until Tuesday, September 16, 2025. The decision was reached at an emergency online meeting of the association's National Executive Council held on September 10 and 11, where members unanimously agreed to press ahead with industrial actions. NARD said the strike became necessary over unresolved issues including poor remuneration, the grading of certificates, inadequate manpower, lack of medical equipment, and worsening working conditions. Doctors are also demanding payment of 2025 medical residency training fund, settlement of arrears from revised consolidated medical salary structure, and restoration of recognition for West African postgraduate medical certificates. The planned action is expected to disrupt healthcare delivery across federal and state hospitals nationwide if urgent steps are not taken by the government to address demands. Already, chapters in Abuja and Oyo State had embarked on separate warning strikes earlier this week, highlighting growing frustration within the medical sector. Now on local news. Labour Party 2023 presidential candidate Peter Obi has met with former President Goodluck Jonathan in Abuja to discuss national issues and ongoing political developments. Obi described Jonathan as a dear elder brother, statesman, and leader, adding that their closed door meeting was fruitful and strengthened on ways to strengthen Nigerian democracy and governance.
And they will sustain the corruption. If it is bad, it is going to be bad because there's no way people can come from a bad process and do the right thing. It is time for us to say enough is enough, because that process, faulty process we're allowing, is allowing poor education of our children, allowing increased infant mortality because of no primary health care, allowing hunger, despair, unemployment. So this is time for us to know that fighting the electoral process and making sure it's right is about fixing what is bad in our country. Thank you.
The meeting has spurred speculations about possible political realignments ahead of 2027 general elections, with ongoing conversations about opposition parties. From alliances, political watchers believe that the engagement could signal early consultations for border reforms and potential electoral strategies. While neither Obi nor Jonathan confirmed any intention to run, the talks have intensified public debate about the future of Nigeria's opposition politics. Supporters of Obi have welcomed the move as a step toward building stronger collaborations, while analysts say Jonathan's involvement could lend ways to call for reform and unity. Now on international news. Following days of violent anti-corrupt protests in Nepal, demonstrators reportedly brutalized the country's first lady amid the escalating unrest. The protests, which had already claimed dozens of lives, turned more chaotic after the alleged attack fell in public outrage and drawing international concerns. According to reports, the government attempted to pacify protesters with a $1 million referral offer, but demonstrators flatly rejected the gesture, insisting on genuine reforms and accountability instead. They accused political leaders of trying to buy time rather than addressing the systematic corruption and economic hardship that triggered the uprisings. The rejection of the offer underscores the intensity of the crisis as protesters continue to demand sweeping reforms despite curfews and heavy military presence in major cities. Observers wonder the political situation in Nepal may worsen if urgent steps are not taken to restore trust and stability. Now on sport news. Former Super Eagle captain John Mikel Obi has called for the dissolution of the Nigerian Football Federation (NFF) board if the national team fails to qualify for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Speaking on his Obi One podcast, the Chelsea legend said it would be unacceptable for Nigerians to move another World Cup, stressing that leadership failures have been the major problem facing the country's football.
If we don't qualify, I just think the whole board of the NFF, they need to go. They need to go. Sorry, they have to go. If we don't qualify for the World Cup, the whole board of the NFF, twice in a row, we don't qualify. Something is wrong. Yeah. Something is wrong. A drastic change has to be done. Has to be done. Right. The government, if the government want to get involved, they have to get involved. They have to get involved. They have to get involved because it's not acceptable.
Obi noted that while players share part of the responsibility for poor performances, the bigger issue lies with the administrators. His comments come after the Super Eagles' disappointing draw against South Africa, which has left their qualifications hope hanging, and the balance of just two features remaining in Group C. The remarks have sparked debate among fans and sport analysts, many in whom share Obi's concerns about mismanagement in Nigerian football. Pressure is now mounting on the NFF to implement reforms, while growing calls of accountability to prevent a repeat of 2022 World Cup missed in Qatar. That will be all for now on Rulers World TV. For more updates, visit our website at www.rulersworldtv.com. So subscribe to our YouTube channel, Rulers World TV, and then follow us on our social media handle, X, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram, all at Rulers World TV. Thank you for watching. I'm Hololade Bolariwa.